My brother's just pulling up outside. Is he going to hit my car? No, he's not. That's good of him. Good afternoon, my name's Harry, and I have some news from the FIA to share with you today. That was good, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. Yesterday, they announced that they are sacking the race director, Michael Masi. Now, this comes as a surprise to literally no one. It was the only decision that they could take, really, after what happened in the, particularly in the final race of last season, where he made that catastrophic error with the safety car procedure. Now, that's not me as being a Lewis fan going, oh, yeah, Lewis lost, oh, crybaby king, he should be here. No, it was just a mistake. There was no way that should have been allowed to happen. And the FIA have now admitted that, essentially, by taking action, removing the director, and they're going to split it across two people through the course of the upcoming season. And I think that was a kind of sensible decision to make. They're also going to do like a football-style VAR thing. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think really, I mentioned it in my video the other day, I didn't necessarily want to see the guy lose his job, but for the FIA to save face and make it look like they really are serious about the rules being applied in the right way, it was the only decision that they could really have made. So fair enough to them. They've actually made a good decision for once, because they've been accused, rightly or wrongly, of making some quite poor ones over the years, particularly in deference to the Ferrari engine troubles a little while back, where they were accused of having the legal engine. We still don't really know what happened there, and I'm not sure we ever will, because it's Ferrari, right? But it's not in isolation what happened at the end of last season. I think in the couple of years that Michael Masi's been in charge, he's not really seemed to have a control of the race. He gets lobbied by teams really easily. I mean, some of that team communication that came out between him and Jonathan Wheatley, the Red Bull sporting director, I think he is, that's really bad. I think that's what damned him in the end. Because the FIA would have known about that, and it's a bad look that it got resurfaced when it did. It wasn't new information necessarily, but it was the fact that it came out, and it was new, I think, to the public between Jonathan Wheatley and Michael Masi. The specific communication where Mr. Wheatley decided that he was going to instruct the race director on what to do, and then the race director crumbling and making a decision that he was told to make by a member of the Red Bull team. I think he just made a genuine mistake because he wanted the show. But that's where the problem lies. Wanting the show is not more important than the race being directed and executed in the appropriate manner. That's a shame, because we were about to see a record world championship. Lewis Hamilton was comfortably in the lead of that race. I think he had a pit stop in hand at one point where he could have stopped him for new tyres and still come out ahead of Max. It's not a problem with Max winning the championship. I said in my video the other day, he probably deserved it over the course of the season. But the way that he won it in the end, he would have lost that race if not for the intervention of Mr. Wheatley and Mr. Masi. Then that's really where the problem lies, because you can't really say Lewis Hamilton didn't deserve it after the season that he drove in an inferior car, especially with the comeback he made the last 4 or 5 races. You could argue that Mercedes weren't clever enough under that safety car procedure, but they weren't trying to fiddle the rules. I'm not saying that Red Bull were trying to fiddle the rules, but they definitely had a preference in which way the race went under that safety car at the end. And that's ultimately what sealed Michael Masi's loss of his job. But we wait to see on how these changes will affect the upcoming season. I think we are in for a very exciting upcoming season. We're midway through car launches. I don't know by the time this comes out whether it will be complete or not, car launch season. But it's always my most exciting time of the year for me. Looking at what all the teams have changed on their cars, if anything. Red Bull, AlphaTauri. So yeah, it's a very exciting time. Some very exciting changes. We'll wait to see what happens when the full report from the FIA is released on what happened on that race, and if any further action gets taken. I doubt it. Some people are saying void the race. That'd still leave Max with the championship, and it would just, it would be unfair on other teams who had absolutely nothing to do with it that picked up some very valuable points in that race. I think Ferrari sealed their 3rd place in the constructors with that race, so it would be unfair on them. They'd have made it anyway, but I just don't think that you can void the whole race. You can't really punish Max because he had nothing to do with the decision, and you can't really overturn or void the whole season based on one race, in my opinion. So I think the title should stay with Max. It's just a shame that he didn't get the opportunity to win it on track in the end, because it was robbed of him. Not that he was going to, because as I say, Lewis was comfortably in the lead. So that's some of the breaking news coming out of the FIA this week. If there's anything else that happens in the near future regarding this, I will be sure to let people know. I'll probably do a video because content, and I will see you soon.